Have you ever heard the idea that your blood type could be the key to everything, from your diet to even the health of your hair? Well, today we're diving into this really fascinating and, yeah, pretty controversial theory.
So, let's just start with a question that might hit close to home. Have you ever wondered if the food you're eating every single day, even the stuff you think is healthy, might actually be completely wrong for your specific body?
And that very question kind of opens the door to a pretty wild idea, the possibility that there's a hidden key to our own personal health that most of us are overlooking.
I mean, think about it. We are constantly bombarded with advice about the one perfect diet that's supposed to work for everyone. But what if that whole idea is just wrong? What if the real secret isn't some universal plan, but something deeply, deeply personal?
So, where would you even look for a personal health code like that? Well, according to trichologist William Gonitz, the answer might literally be flowing through your veins right now. Yep, we're talking about your blood type.
And this leads us straight to the heart of it all, the blood type diet theory.
So what is this exactly? Well, it's the theory that your specific blood type, whether you're O, A, B, or AB, actually dictates the best foods for your body's own unique internal ecosystem, and by extension, your overall health. But how does this supposedly work? Well, the theory says it's not just about food groups. It's all about how your immune system reacts. The main claim is that different blood types have fundamentally different immune responses to the foods we eat.
Now, to make this all a bit more real, let's look at two very different profiles this theory lays out: type O versus type A. And wow, the contrast here is pretty stark. On one side, you have blood type O, which is described as the natural carnivore. They should be eating meat and veggies, but should stay far away from gluten and sugar. Then on the other side, you've got blood type A, the natural vegetarian, who can supposedly handle more sugar, yeast, and even some packaged foods. They're presented as basically polar opposites.
Okay, so you're probably asking, what's the logic here? Why such different advice? Well, for type O, it all comes down to its immune system.
The source material is really direct about this. It says people with type O blood have a very powerful, overactive immune system. So the idea is this supercharged immune system gets easily triggered by things like gluten and sugar, which is why those foods end up on the avoid list.
Now let's flip over to type A. The reasoning here is completely different. It's not about being overactive, it's about being more tolerant.
And the explanation for this difference is simply that the type A body is, quote, a little bit more tolerant. It's this proposed tolerance that's the whole basis for why they can supposedly handle foods that would cause problems for a type O person.
So, after looking at these two examples, what are the main things to take away from all this? Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture.
Okay, so let's recap the core ideas here. First, your blood type might influence your ideal diet. Second, type O is framed as this reactive carnivore, while type A is the more tolerant vegetarian. And really, what it all boils down to is this idea that health isn't about general rules, but about the unique ecosystem of the individual.
And that really leaves us with a final, pretty powerful question to chew on. Regardless of what you think about this specific theory, it really makes you wonder, what if the future of health isn't about finding that one magic diet for everyone, but about finally learning to understand the unique biological blueprint inside each and every one of us,